Check. Yeah, what up, players? Welcome to episode 59 of the Player One Podcast. I'm your host, Tyrone Jr., aka Hollywood Champa. If this is your first time tuning in, what up, player? If you've been here before and you decided to return, welcome back, player. I appreciate you all. It's been a little while, man. I just want to take a quick second to shout out the Spotify/Anchor podcast help team. I was logged out of my account. This episode should have been out 2 hours ago. But they were very helpful, figured out my login situation. I have like 3 different accounts. It's just complicated, but I have merged them all. I have the one account that is not an issue no longer. I appreciate y'all at Spotify. It's been a minute. I'm only gonna keep y'all for 15 minutes max. This podcast is available on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, anywhere pretty much. But we do have the YouTube. Tune into the YouTube. My favorite is when you guys leave comments, like the video, repost the video, whatever it is. All of that support is highly appreciated. We're going to keep this thing rolling how we usually go. I have the 3 segments. We have the roundup. It's where I bring us together, get us on the same page. I have the Would You Rather. That's a fun one. And then Storytime with Hollywood. If you're on the YouTube, you can see that I have some pictures posted. That is related to the Storytime with Hollywood. This time I will tell you guys about my experience with the Clippers working They had this event at the new arena, or the soon-to-be arena. I'm going to tell you guys about that. But right now, let's round it up. Let's pull it all in together. Right now, you see, I have these jerseys on my shoulders. These are both of my Lamar Jackson jerseys. This is my quarterback. I tried to tell y'all. Baltimore Ravens placed a franchise tag, which means we're kind of just letting these other teams chime in and say what they want to pay for Lamar. And then we'll have the chance to match the contract or not. So far, nobody wants to, because this man is talking crazy. He wants a fully guaranteed. I'm not going to jump into that. I support it. I love Lamar Jackson. I want him to get paid. This is my guy. I want him to be a Raven for life. It sucks that nothing has been figured out, but the GM of the team and the assistant to him, they had released a statement. They plan to figure out a contract. I feel like something will happen during this upcoming season. They're going to figure it out. It sucks that it hasn't happened before the deadline. It is what it is. We're still moving forward. I'm pretty sure he wants to be a Raven. I'm sure all of this is bumpy. He's not too happy about it. But this man doesn't have an official agent. He's using his mom as his agent. It's too much space in between. Get you an agent and we can get this thing done. But I mean, whatever. Do you? That's not my business. My soccer season, I told you guys about Champa Marcelo as my soccer character or whatever. We didn't make the playoffs. We had the chance. We were so close. We were in 5th place, and it was just so dramatic. The last game of the season was against the 4th place team. All we had to do was beat them. We couldn't tie. We couldn't lose. We had to beat them, and it would have placed us in 4th place. We would have took that spot and made the playoffs, and I'd have a game this weekend. But we didn't. We had the lead for a little bit, and we lost it, and then they just ran away with it and beat us by 2 points. I was bummed, very bummed. But the team, we decided we're going to come back next season. The next season starts in a few weeks. So I got more Champa Marcelo content coming for y'all. This time around, I'm going to try to get some footage, and I want to try to post, because I'll be out there making some plays. And it'd make my friends proud. All my soccer homies, I know it would make y'all proud if y'all seen the stuff I was doing. But that's it with that. Last thing of the roundup. I'm wearing my YAOball shirt. Every year, I'm trying to make it an annual thing. We have done it 2 years in a row this upcoming year. The announcement, this is kind of the unofficial announcement, but I have the date circled. April 27th. April 27th, all of my homies back in Virginia Beach specifically, I am aiming to set it up to be on April 27th. That is a Thursday night before the Something in the Water festival. The festival is from Friday through Sunday. Thursday night, I know people are going to be coming into town. I'll be in town. I am working to book a basketball court, probably two, because I have a lot of people who are hitting me up about this, and I'm going to figure out like how to book these slots. If you guys have anything, any input on apps or anything that could help me organize this stuff, I will take it. I need to get like reservations at this point. People need to start reserving spots and working with the t-shirts and having all of that set up. This is a t-shirt from last year. Yeah, man, the t-shirt sold out. I want to have it all set up before I come back to Virginia. I'll update you guys, but this is just like the unofficial announcement. Heads up, put the word out. April 27th, Thursday night. YAOball. Part 3. Okay, let's keep it moving. I'm only going to hold you guys for 15 minutes, and I want to have enough time for Would You Rather and Storytime. Would you rather? This segment is simple. I'm going to give you 2 options. Would you rather do this? Would you rather do that? Red pill, blue pill, left, right. You have to pick a side. There is no, you can't decline the whole idea. You have to pick a side. And what I want you to do is comment on the YouTube channel or on Instagram. Just hit me up. Comment about it. Tell me which side you chose. This would you rather. Would you rather have a time machine or a teleporter? A time machine or a teleporter? And this one is tough for me. I still haven't decided, but I'm going to have to decide. I've been thinking about it. I found this one. I was like, oh, this going to hit. Going back in time or going forward in time would be really cool. But I think the power of a teleporter is the one. So what I'm going to say is I'm going with the teleporter. Imagine I don't have to fly anymore. I don't have to drive. What? LA traffic? What's that? I don't know. I got this teleporter. I'm going to be there. What time you said? 6:30? I'll be there at 6:29. I don't have to leave at 6 or 5:45 to get there at 6:30. I'm going to be there at 6:29. I'm going with the teleporter. I feel like that would be cool. Even though a time machine, you could change life, everybody's lives. But we see, if you are into Marvel and you watch any of those movies, you see they go back in time and they change things and it changes everything. I don't want that. No, I don't want that power. I ain't trying to be that powerful. I'm trying to be out the way or in the way if I need to be. But like, I like to live in the moment. That's my thing. So I'm going with the teleporter. What I want you to do is comment if you'd rather have a time machine or a teleporter. Simple as that. All right, story time with Hollywood. Look, so Twitter, social media, all these news reports, the local LA news, everybody was at this event. The Clippers had a whole event at the Intuit Dome. The Intuit Dome is the new arena. It's going to be a whole plaza. Like, they're going to have their arena, they're going to have their business office, and they're going to have like a amphitheater and like another basketball court, all attached to this whole area in Inglewood, California, where it'll be right across the street. You can see SoFi Stadium where the Rams and the LA Chargers play. This area, like, I'm telling you, the last time I've been down there, I don't go down that far in Inglewood. I go at my run club, but we're like a few miles northwest of like where all of this stuff is. So I haven't gone that far in a long time. But to go down, we had this event where the Clippers, Steve Ballmer, the owner of the Clippers, he's a beast, man. I love what he does for the community. It's why I love working with the Clippers. If you didn't know, well, now you do. I work with the LA Clippers, and I help with their community relations team. So we're just, during game days we're doing stuff, but outside of game days we're doing things with the local whatever. It's cool as hell. But pretty much he took a day where he wanted to feed all of the construction workers at the dome. And this dome is like underground almost. Like most of it's underground. It's cool as hell. And so we was in there. I have more pictures and stuff. I wasn't supposed to take the pictures, but I got them on my phone. I ain't gonna post them, but this is the stuff I'm gonna post. You see a picture. You got the dome that their construction is still working on that. It's not gonna be open until the start of the NBA 2024 season. So they still have one more full season where they're gonna share crypto with the Lakers, and then they're gonna move down to Inglewood. I hope to be like, deeper in the Clippers game by then. But shoot, right now they pulled me along for this event. We had to help set up and pretty much the feeding stations for all the construction workers. And man, let me tell you, then I felt like I used to coach Little League sports, football and basketball, and it's usually the first few days of practice where it's just kids all excited, just the energy, and you got to kind of like reel them in. It felt like the first day of recess. It felt like these kids, I'm going to call them kids, these construction workers with the hard hats. I want to smack them all upside their head, most of them. Man, these greedy we had the local catering businesses. We had like a barbecue spot. We had a bakery, all black owned, which is really dope. So they had the soul food. They were serving soul food. We had to wait towards the end. So like a lot of the options was kind of like condensed, but my plate was still good. But serving that, we was giving out cookies and cake. I'm telling you, at first we was going one way with just kind of letting them walk up and grab one. Because it was over like 600 workers. I don't know where they was coming from. They just kept coming. And we had but so many cookies and cakes. And these fools coming up trying to grab multiple at a time. And I'm like, hey, like, have a heart. One dude said, I don't have a heart. I said, I could tell. So we had to like kind of cut them off and just start handing them out. And one by one. And slow that whole thing down. But I'm telling you, we was giving out candy. They were stealing all the candy and stuff. That's why I stopped working in the food industry. Because I felt like I was back in the food industry dealing with these customers. And you know how they can be if you've worked in the food industry. But anyways, that was cool as whatever. There was a lot of people who said thank you, though. It wasn't a huge ratio of the total people, but it was a lot who said it was enough for me to be okay with the whole thing. Like, they come grab it and say thank you for the cookie and stuff like that. And I was like, I appreciate that. It's the little things. And it looks like I'm going to run past the time. I wonder if I can change this on the fly. Nah, I can't. How did I do it the last time? If I pause? No? That ain't working. I done messed this up. Did I mess this up? Nah, we good. Let me see if I stop this for a second. I don't want to do that. I'm scared. Okay, look. The music's going to play. Let me see if I can turn it down. Oh, I'm going to go a little past 15. We're at 13 right now. I'm going to go a little bit past that. So I'm going to just mute the music. And we won't have an outro song today. It's okay. But it's just... So I have a thing like... I'm growing in life mentally. It's just these situations with people, these interactions. And I was talking with the coworkers. We had a moment to finally like sit down towards the end of it all. And it was just some type of movements. I could still hear the music. Okay, we're going to have to just background music. That's cool. Hey, shout out my boy Marquise on the beat. This is his music. I love this song, this intro, outro music of his. I think it's beautiful. I love the vibe. Shout out Keys. If you rappers or whatever, you doing podcasts, shows, whatever, my boy got beats for days. Let me know. I'll tag you. I'll tag him. I'll link y'all, whatever. But so during these events, working these events, you're working with so many levels of people. You have like the construction workers, you have your co-workers, you have the workers from the catering companies. It's just a lot of people coming together and teaming up for these events, getting things done. I bumped into Steve Ballmer, the guy in charge of everything, the owner of the LA Clippers. Again, I love this dude. We didn't talk yesterday at the event, but he's talked to us before. Like, we'll see him at the office, and the energy this dude has, he's somebody you can respect. If you've never met him, like from the outside looking in, you can see his energy that he puts into this stuff, and you can respect it from the outside. Where I'm going with this is, so this guy Bomber, I don't know how much money he has. I don't know if he's a billionaire. I don't know, but he owns an NBA team. He's building this whole area in Inglewood. Like the money, the everything. The Clippers ain't even won. They haven't won a championship ever, but the investments from this guy is amazing. What he's doing for the community and all. But to see him from the outside looking in, it's like, okay, it's easy to respect this guy. There was a employee from one of the catering companies. It was easy not to respect him. I should snitch. I should get him fired. It's like, I ain't that type of person. But his just comments he was making about the food, like, man's was saying, like, he came around, we setting up. I told the coworkers a story, because I was with one of them. We was helping, we was moving stuff along. And he came out from behind the food truck and was eating some, like a roll, piece of bread. And he was like, I'm back there just making sure everything still tastes the same. It gotta taste right. He was like, I be putting my finger in all the foods. I said, what? Don't put your finger in my food. And he laughed. But I was like, thrown off. Like, I know he ain't really mean it, but I just ain't like that. I'm smelling the food. It's smelling good. And he coming out from the back talking about, yeah, I be putting my finger in all the foods. I gotta make sure it tastes right. Don't say no stuff like that. But later on is where it bugged me. I was like, whatever. Like, he just joking. Bad joke. Everyone says bad jokes. Later on, we have we're giving out the stuff to the construction workers, the cookies and stuff. He comes over. The boss lady. She wants her stuff. She wants her sweets. Oh, you gotta get her some sweets. And I'm like, who? Like, okay, we can, but like, who are you talking about? He was like, the one who gave y'all these jobs. And then when he said that, I was like, you obviously don't know what you're talking about. But it made me second guess for a second. I'm like, what do you mean? Is there someone above Bomber? Because Bomber was on the stage. They had a whole setup. Bomber came and spoke. He was saying thank you to all the people, yada, yada. While that's happening, he came over and was like, yeah, she gave y'all a job, so pretty much y'all need to make sure she's happy. And I'm like, who? Because the one who giving us a job, he's on the stage right now, and he's giving y'all's catering company a job by doing business with y'all. And that whole thing, so the thing about that, it frustrates me how people move in different ways. And this is a very deep subject, but I'm just going to touch a little on it. And it just bugs me how he thinks. Watch how I bring this all together. Watch. It bugs me how he thought, oh, since she gave y'all the jobs, you need to do this. Well, I was like, first off, she didn't give us no jobs. I don't know who you talking about, but it's that guy who's in charge, and then it goes down the ladder that way. But whatever, that bugged me. But it's a thing with how people feel they deserve, or they deserve things from others because of things that they may have been a part of or done. So they feel if they've done something for you, then you owe them. And that this is very deep. Okay, so here's what I'm getting to. I post on my social media. I've gotten to a point on my social medias. I used to care a lot about what I'd post. I used to care about the likes and all of that. I thought it was cool how Instagram took away the likes, because then I felt in the bigger picture it helps a lot of people, because everybody's dealing with the struggles of Instagram when you see the next person or somebody you knew who's doing great. And if you aren't where you want to be yet, it's hard to scroll, and it's hard to get away from scrolling. It's just like an everyday thing. Everybody's always on their phones. It's too easy to access and come across these Instagrams. And so my thing is, I've gotten to a point where when I post, I don't care. I'm posting for me. I'm posting for whoever is there to support, if they support. if they support, because like I do this podcast. This is for whoever tunes in. When I tell you I appreciate you, I mean it. When you people give me the feedback, I really do appreciate it. I love it big time. I try to respond. I always respond. If anybody ever comments or anything, I'm responding. I'm telling you how much I appreciate it, because it's just it happens all the time where I'm posting these episodes and I see the numbers on it. And then I see the numbers on when I post on my stories or the post just all together. But it's always when something that I'm doing, it's when I post something that a specific person may really want or to be a part of, then they jump in and then they try to act like it's all love. They've always been down. They're super supportive. I spoke about it on the last episode. I had a teammate, a basketball teammate, who I've hooked up at the Clippers game multiple times. Just because if I can, I will. But he has never supported the podcast specifically. But this is the part that bugged me when he brought his friends to come say what's up to me, which I did not need. I was hooking him up in like a couple seats, and he brought his friends who were there, like, yo, this is so-and-so, Player One podcast. It was cool. He was like trying to kind of promote my stuff to them, but it wasn't genuine. I could tell it wasn't genuine because he personally has never supported it himself. It's cool, like word of mouth, it spreads, whatever. But I know the chances, like, yeah, they can be aware of it. That doesn't mean they're going to go listen to it because he doesn't truly support it, you know? So it bugged me where he was on some, like, Player One. He just kept saying, what up, player, what up, player? He was drunk. And I do that. That's my intro. That's my tag. What up, player? I do that. That's my shit. It just goes along with the title. And it just bugged me so much. This shit getting deep. I'm gonna cut this off in like 2 minutes. But it's like the personalities and stuff. This is where I was trying to get to. I'm trying to stay in the lane. So when I post these things, so I posted that I was at the dome or whatever doing this shit. I have gotten so many, my Instagram DMs have blown up. From the outside looking in, it's one of the coolest things. It's so cool, but like on the inside, I'm gonna tell you, it was work. It was cool. You see, I posted a picture. That's me in the hard hat. They made us wear hard hats and vest. And they made us sign a waiver that said if we break anything, we have to pay for the damages. That was crazy. So it was still work. This wasn't a freaking field trip. We was in that joint working. And there were some cool parts at the end of it. I will say I want to talk about the cool parts, but I didn't post this. I just want to tell y'all about it. So if you support, the podcast on your own and you come to listen, you can hear these stories. I'm not going to just give these stories out on whatever, like just throw it to y'all on the IG story. You got to come in here and find out. But at the end of it all, the whole event, the day we ended up chilling, we were done with our part. We worked. They had us doing a lot. But finally, towards the end, they just had us go chill in the players' lounge. There was a hotel like right next door to this whole setup. It's a new hotel. They knew what they was doing, setting up camp right there. But pretty much for us employees, our specific group, we was pretty much done. So they just had us go sit in this player lounge. It was the upstairs, that like a 2-level bar situation, but they closed off the upstairs part for any private events. The private event was the Clippers players. Steve Ballmer brought the whole Clippers staff, the team, the coaches, and all of that sort. He brought them to do like this press conference. So he was on the news doing that stuff. While they was doing all that, we was in the players' lounge, kind of acting as security. They just was like, yeah, just hang out here. If y'all want some food, they had some personal food from the hotel. Oh, it was so good. It was fire. They had their food, and we were just chilling up there. They had the TVs on. I'm watching all this Lamar Jackson commentary. We was chilling up there. And then once they finished, I thought they was going to move us out of there, but they just had us sitting on the side. And the whole team, all the coaching staff, they came up. And this is not a big room. We was in a bar area, but it was, again, like a little private event. So I'll say maybe fits like 50 people, 60 people. But I'm telling you, I'm in there. Now it felt like I was in the locker room. The whole team came back, and we was just in that joint. I'm chilling off to the side. I'm like, at this point, I'm tired. I'm exhausted. My day is done. I need them to hurry up so I can go. And then they come in. Some people get a little more food. Zubac, he came and sat down at the table right next to me. He wanted to order food. Like, they had the food you can pick from, but he was like, nah, he's trying to eat some food. So he stayed, and the hotel owner came and was just trying to, give him an idea of what he might want to eat. I'm sitting there just staring, like, I'm just watching the team. Kawhi's up there, Russell Westbrook, Brody, Steve Ballmer comes back, Coach Ty Lue. I'm seeing everybody. Dante Jones, Wesley Johnson. If y'all know basketball, y'all know these names. These guys are like on the coaching staff at this point. But what I'll say is, like, Paul George is up there. The players, these guys are big time. Seen them all pull in their cars, valet their cars. They driving clean. A lot of them driving clean. I do want to shout out Nicholas Batum, because he's a family man, I assume, because, like, there were stickers on his car. I could tell the kids, whatever. I don't even know if he has kids. I assume he has a family, and because there were stickers, like little kid stickers. You know how kids be. I used to do it. My little sister used to do it when she was young. But you get stickers and put them on the windows. There were stickers on the windows of his car, and I was like, oh, that's cute. Like, this man just, he a family man. He normal. These people are normal people. They just on a crazy different, like, lifestyle. Where they just, they catered. Anywhere they're going, they're being catered to. So I'm watching it happen as they come up in this room where we're at, and I'm chilling off to the side. And I'm just watching. I see Brody, Russell Westbrook. I see him walk up to Steve Ballmer and personally thank him for the event. Kawhi, he looked like he wanted to get out of there. He was like, all right, where my shit at? I'm trying to get out of here. PG's cool, man. Every time I see him, I'm telling you, he be giving the head nods. He be saying what's up. He's a cool dude. There's a lot of the players I really like, but I do have a new favorite player. Since they got rid of my dog, John Wall, I'm still not okay about that. But they brought in Bones Highland. I used to talk to my boy B-Dot. Shout out B-Dot. We had a conversation. We text about it, like Clippers. And when the Clippers and Grizzlies play, he's a Grizzlies fan. So we traded, got rid of, I say we because I'm staff. It's still Lake Show. It's okay for me to work for one team because they pay me. So I wear their stuff because they pay me. And then I support the other team because that's just who I like. That's what I grew up liking. Like, yeah. So, when the Clippers and Grizzlies play, my boy B-Dot, who follows his team, or anybody who has their teams, when they come play the Clippers, they always hit me up about it. And it's fun to talk basketball because I'm watching these fools. I feel like I'm part of the storyline. I'm seeing it every night, especially home games. I'm watching these games. In away games, I kind of tune in a bit. But Bones, we talk about Bones on the side. I won't say what we said, but I will say I gained a lot of love for Bones because when I'm chilling off to the side in this little VIP room, this lounge for these players, I'm chilling. I'm like head back, leaning back. And then Bones, me and him made eye contact, and my boy, he patted his chest and pointed at me like it's all love, like my man's. And I think he might think he recognized me from another something, but I never interacted with him. Or in the hallway earlier that day, we crossed paths. But it was just cool for that part. Just that little bit of energy, recognition, that effort from him. These guys, again, who are on a different scale, a different lifestyle, getting paid crazy good money to play a game. Shout out Josh Hart, who just recently had a little post-game interview, who's talking about how he's saying the real people who are tired, exhausted, he's saying he's not tired from a back-to-back game, a doubleheader, one game one night, a game the next night. He's like, the real people who are tired are the ones who get up and work these 12-hour shifts, who get up at 6 a.m. in the morning and maybe even earlier. And I love people who stay humble like that. And there's levels to all of this stuff. And this isn't, I'm not going too deep. I'm at 30 minutes. I don't do these long episodes, but I do feel like this event, and it's been a while since I spoke to y'all, so like this is appropriate. It's been a while, so I'm dropping this, and from this episode, I'm planning the YAOball festival along with something in the water. So I got stuff to like get going. So I don't know. I'm gonna talk to y'all one more time at least before I go back home. End of April. So I'm gonna give y'all another episode or two before I go back. But this episode, this is longer than what it's supposed to be. I apologize. This was not in the plan, but I think this is appropriate. But like, where I'm getting to is like these. After working that event, it happens often. It's just, in a way, it's a humbling, it's an eye-opening experience. It's a lot to take in from these events. I was so glad the day was over, but it was cool to finish the day. And I shout out LA. There was no LA traffic going back home. I pulled up on the homie. I thought I was going to have to chill with the homie until traffic died down. I didn't have to, but I had told him I was already going to pull up. So I pulled up. I followed through. But it was working in my favor yesterday. Yesterday was a good day. There was some stressful times, but like just dealing with all the people, the construction workers, from that level to the very top of the food chain with the owner, the guy who invested to have all of that happen. It was cool. It was really cool, and you see a lot of things and how people move. Everybody moves different ways, but a lot of people can be grouped together in ways they move, and it's just, it was a cool experience. The players are cool, seeing how they move. Zubac, he cool, down to earth. Anytime I cross paths, he's the type, I don't go out my way to say what's up to these players. But if I wanted to, Zubac, I could say what's up, and he will sit there and he'll talk. I've seen it. I've seen other people do it. He'll talk if you really want to talk to him. Cool, humble, down to earth. But then there's other players, I ain't gonna name them, but they make a lot of money. They see the different levels of people. They treat people, you can see, they move differently. And it is what it is. But where I was getting to is this whole Instagram. Y'all be in my DMs out of nowhere. Y'all want to be buddies, but y'all ain't made it this far in the episode. Why should I be buddies? Like, I'm open to the idea, like, yeah, you can be my friend. You don't got to fully support because not, everybody doing something. And not everyone goes out their way to support the next man. But my problem is when people want something from me. More so they try to benefit off of me, Clippers related, or the last week of I had a homie who plugged me in to go to the Rams event. The Rams had a combine or whatever for the fans. My boy's a season ticket holder. He got to go, but he wasn't able to go, so he forwarded me his tickets. So I got to go, and I was on the field, and I got to run a 40-yard dash and throw the football at the targets. And I was in the Rams locker room. There was this chick. We used to talk a little bit. She was a big sports fan. She a Ravens fan, so that's why we used to talk. We got along. And it got to a point where she like kind of tried to do me dirty. Tried to disrespectfully do me dirty. And I was like, all right, it is what it is. It's a cold world out here. I'm learning, I'm adjusting, I'm moving accordingly. But she saw that because she's big into sports. And she sees what goes on with the Clippers, but she saw the football thing, and that was what changed her attitude. And all of a sudden, she in my DMs. You think I forgot? I love these type of situations. You think I forgot? But I ain't gonna dig into that. But I'm just saying, I was at this event yesterday, and I got way more response from this event than before. So, shit, we gonna stop this right here. 35 minutes. 35-minute mark. I'm sorry I held y'all this long, man. Don't hate me. This ain't gonna happen again unless it's some cool stuff like this again. That's it, man. Episode 59 of the Player One podcast. Shout out to the Spotify help team. I'm glad they fixed this, so now it's easier. I've been having to go through hoops to produce and post these episodes like typically. But now it's all to one, so it's gonna be a much simpler process. I love it. But that's it, man. No outro music this time, and you're gonna have to. I'm sorry. What you want me to do? I'm sorry. Repost. You know where we at. We on all the platforms. Twitter, Instagram. I'm gonna post on Facebook. I might post this on LinkedIn. I might do that because I just feel, if this is gonna be a problem for the next company, then we not gonna fit. We not gonna work together. But I do feel like I'm at a point where y'all gonna have to start putting more respect on my name about everything, just with it all. I'm at that point. That's where I'm at. But I appreciate y'all, man. 36 minutes. I keep going. That's it. Episode 59, the Player One Podcast. We out. Yeah.